Howdy folks, Cody here at More Than Farmers. Today I'm going to show you how you can easily build a hay feeder for your cows so that you can stop wasting so much hay. But first, me and Tirza got to go out and feed the chickens. What do we make our feed scoop out of, Tirza?
Maple syrup.
Show the camera the maple syrup jug scoop. Vitamin D for the chickens. I'll be in a little bit. The most frustrating thing when chickens lay eggs is if they're breaking them and eating them. The next most frustrating thing is when they lay them on the floor and they get buried in there and they're all dirty and I don't know if they're new ones or old ones. I've got a couple of videos that go more in depth about the winter housing for our chickens. You're definitely going to want to check those out as soon as you get done with this one here. It's supposed to get up to like 60 degrees today and it's the middle of December, but that's nice. You can see here I don't have a shop to go in to build this thing, so I got to use the nice days when I can. First thing we're going to do is take these braces off the top so that we can get this tank out. We're going to cut the middle out of the tank so we've got a lid for the top, tray for the bottom, and we're going to cut the corners out of the metal cage part here, fold it in. We'll have a V for the hay to sit in. Once we take the tank out and we got everything done, we're going to put these braces back in for the lid to sit back on top of. Maddie's over there checking out what's going on. Used my cutoff blade to cut all the pieces off that we need to cut off. Now with all those sharp edges, gonna put the grinder blade on there, grind it all off smooth. Just for the record, I hate cutting metal and stuff out here and getting shavings and stuff on the ground. Someday I wanna have a shop, but until then, this is what I've got to work with. And once I'm all done here, I'm gonna take a magnet over the whole area and pick up all the little shavings and stuff. Everything's all cleaned up, no sharp edges to hurt the cows. You can see that it's a little shaky right now, but what we're gonna do when we bend this in, we're gonna put a brace across and bolt or screw these sides into that brace, and it'll hold it nice and tight. Izzy went and scooped up some deer tracks. And then what are you gonna do with them, buddy?
We're gonna make a museum, and we're gonna put them in the museum.
That's cool. You could use about whatever you wanted to for this middle piece right here, this brace. 2x4 would even work to go in here and put some screws in and then screw this to it here. But I think what I'm gonna do, I've got some aluminum pieces on my scrap pile that I think I'm gonna go grab, and I'll bolt it on here and then bolt this to the aluminum, and that'll hold it a little sturdier and last a little longer than a 2x4 would. Cloudy all afternoon and rain this evening, so let's get this thing done. An old dull bit, but I don't want to ruin my good ones. So I'm just going to drill holes from this side, fasten this one on with some shorter bolts, and then do the same thing on the other side. I think I'm going to do 3 bolts on each side. And my drill bit broke clean off. Quarter-inch bits are always the first ones to go. Kind of like the 10mm socket, right? Right on. So now all we gotta do is take the tank that's over here and Cut the top and bottom off, so we've got a tray in the bottom to catch all the hay that drops, and then we've got a lid for the top. This is just not picky at all how deep these are. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of use the edge of my saw as a guide and cut this out. This will be the bottom tray. Nasty. At least thankfully this tank come from an organic farmer. Now I'm just gonna quick stick a couple bolts in here to hold this in place. Admittedly, this plastic is not terribly strong. It's a little bit brittle, could get broken after a while. I've used my other ones for a couple years and they've lasted. The one lid got cracked one time. It flopped way back open and cracked it, but still working. The thing is, this is what came with it, and it's super simple and easy to do. If something would happen to break, I can always replace it with some plywood or something later. Yeah, that fits right down inside there. So I'm just gonna fasten some hinges on here. Coffee for me. All I gotta do is put the lid on.
Yeah.
Got a latte, ready to go again. Feeling some tiny sprinkles. I'm about done. Let me take you over to the one that I've got for my cow right now and show you how it works. It really feels like it's gonna rain here anytime, so I'm gonna try to make this quick. One thing that I didn't do to the one that I just made, and that would be a good idea to do, is to put a divider in the middle. So on this one, I just cut out a piece of the fertilizer tank and put it in the middle here. You could use a piece of plywood, whatever. Because what seemed to happen sometimes is that when she's in there pushing on the hay and trying to grab it, she can't actually grab it because it just keeps getting pushed all the way over to the other side. But with that divider in the middle, it gives it something for the hay to push up against and she can grab it real easy. Here's those two videos that I was talking about. That's about the winter housing for our chickens. Make sure you check those out. And if you're new here, go ahead and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can see what's coming up next.